Oh, hey, this is Darren. Welcome back to Auto Corrected. So, this will be my first video of the new year. This is an update on Jerry's Boogie van, his Ford van, LS swap. He asked me, again, we're collaborating with his channel, asked me to put together these videos just as an update to the audience. It's come along really good. You're gonna see in this video, he's already got it started, worked out some kinks. Got an eBay wiring harness, and he had to repin some wires that weren't right. So, those things happen. But Jerry's slick, smart, and he's taken care of. Also wanted to talk. Hey, are you making fun of my Crocs? Yeah. You right there. Yeah. You were. Well, these are just my house shoes. Trust me, it's okay. Okay. Oh, speaking of the Ford van swap, he was not able to use the push button transfer case, the 246 that came in that '04 Silverado. What are you doing, puppy dog? Come here, say hi. Come here, say hi. Come on, up here. He's a good boy. Yes, he is. He's a good boy. Yeah, he's my production assistant. All right, go back and lay down on the couch. Go lay down on the couch. So, anyways, 246, the push button, he really wanted to have it because, in the van, they've got, vans have the console in the middle that covers the engine. And when he shifts into four-wheel drive manually, the stick's there and he has to move it out of the way when he wants to tilt when he wants to move his chair. So, he really wanted to use the push button, but he ran into some roadblocks with that. So we found a 241, which will be like in the 90s model work truck, which is a manual shift. And that's going to be fine. But if you guys know of a workaround to use the push button, one reason why is because of the body control module on the '04 Silverados. So if you guys know a workaround for that, put it down in the comments. Maybe a link to a website or an informational forum or something. Because he plans on doing this probably more in the future to do some more vans that so far that he's come up with. But anyways, the future of my channel. Well, first of all, let's talk about the history of the channel. So it's been about 3 months. I believe this is my 12th video coming out. So it's been about 3 months. Got about 55, I think, or 56 subscribers. And which is not really about the subscribers, although a lot of people are like, well, how can I help? Help is easy and free. All you have to do is comment on the videos, like and share and subscribe. Don't cost nothing to hit the share button. Let your friends know. You might have a couple of friends that are interested. You might have a bunch that aren't. Hey, and that's cool too. But that's the easiest way to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Easiest way to support the channel. Well, by the way, my first video on the Chevelle build, part 1 of 4, has almost 1,000 views. So thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. I just want it to be interesting. That being said, if there's things that you don't like, like speeding up that one video, I've sped it up like 1,000%, just to get it into the 15-minute window or close to the 15-minute window. As you know, when I first started this, I didn't want to go over 15 minutes per video. But if I slow it down, that'll be fine. But the videos are going to be a little longer. Maybe I can cut out some of the boring parts and edit them out. But this is where all the magic happens right here. You can see computer. That's where I edit the videos here in my man cave. Maybe a man-child cave. I don't know. But all right, enough of me yakking. The rest of the video will be full of Jerry. I just took all of Jerry's videos on his progress. I believe there's 12 or 13 of them, maybe 15, and I just stacked them all together. So it shouldn't be too long of a video, but it'll be a good update for you guys that are interested in this swap. This thing on? Yeah, so the future of the channel is pretty simple. It's still aligned with what I'd said before. I have a lot of projects coming up. I have the windshield in the 2010 taco truck. Or no, sorry, not the windshield, the back glass in the taco truck. We also still got to do front brakes on that. We got some other small things we got to do: oil change, air filter, which I bought an air filter They gave me the wrong one, of course, just like McDonald's drive-thru. Never can get what you order. But anywho, that's just for another day. But so also got the 55 builds going on. That stuff's all at that's getting ready to go to sandblast. Well, we got to do some fitting first, fitting the LS engine in and some other stuff. Anyways, that project's kind of on a stall right now because of some small details. And then, whatever else I come. And then, of course, car show season. When car show season hits in the summer, I'll be doing a couple videos about the car shows that I go to. I'm a member of an antique auto club, and they put on, just about an event, about one event, sometimes two a month, from April all the way into October. So that's pretty fun. If you're in the Parkersburg, West Virginia area, Mid-Ohio Valley, a lot of people call it, which also includes Marietta, Belpre, and anywhere else around. But feel free to, you can join the club, or you can also look on the Facebook page, Pioneer Antique Auto Club. There's a .com, and there's also the Facebook page if you want to just have a calendar of events or whatever. Come around. If you do attend, make sure you say hi. I'll be at most of them, and you'll of course see my car there if you're interested in that sort of thing. But yeah, so a lot of stuff going on this year. Again, as far as the content, let me know. Would you rather me slow it down? Would you rather me do a little bit more instruction? Remove this bolt, remove this nut, break it in half, throw it in the garbage, and use a new one. Sometimes that happens. But let me know. I'd love to hear it. Just put it down in the comments. Love to hear some suggestions. I'm open. I'm thick-skinned. It doesn't matter if you say just trash the channel entirely. I respect your opinion. So that's awesome. So back to Jerry's video. He's going to tell you all about it. And don't forget, here at AutoCorrected, we don't make no mistakes. We make custom modifications. AutoCorrected, we don't make mistakes. We make custom modifications.
Okay, so got the radiator mocked in today. Was able to make the shroud work with the factory LS fan. I did not want to use electric fans on this. We're going to pull a lot of power charging batteries and stuff, and I just didn't want to do that. So over here we'll be building a cold air box. We pulled the battery box out of here today and put it over on this side. Computer and all that stuff's going to be over there, but man, that thing fits like a glove in there. Gotta get some light going. It really fits well, and that's the cooling system. Okay, so it's Sunday. Didn't get a ton done because, well, power went out. So I had to get that fixed, and generator started up, and then I did some snow shoveling. But what we did do, I know it's going to be hard to see, but we got our power steering lines, and we were able to convert from the GM P pump over to the Ford. And then, of course, for that pressure line, we used A&N fitting, so we got that done. We also got the cooler. That's the Ford cooler, and I chose it because, well, we kept the Ford radiator, and we just had to mock that up and fix a couple of brackets. So, under here, one of these days I'm gonna get a lift and I'm not gonna have to work on the ground. But we got our transmission lines ran. They go back, and so we got those all plumbed in today, which was nice. See if we can see on the inside. Oh yeah, there they are. So we got that done as well. And we were also able to get the new tank completely plumbed in. We had to bring it down an inch, make room for the pump. I thought I had it cleared. When I put it in today, it hit again, so I had to take it back apart. I also ran the lines, the A and N lines down the frame rail temporarily, along with the wiring harness. We just did that temporarily because once we're done with first start, we'll be pulling this thing back out, everything out. We'll blow it all apart, be doing the frame and the undercarriage and all that, getting it all painted up before we put it back together. All right, so let's talk radiator hoses. This is my solution for the upper. So I used part of the Ford van upper to make this crazy bend. Also the Ford van upper, it's a 1.5. LS has a 1.25. So, and I also had to add a steam vent to let the air that's trapped since the water pump on LS is lower than the highest point for the water jackets. Then you have to have a way for the air to escape. So that was my solution there. You guys can see. So I went from an adapter. I went from a 1.25 to this piece, which is my steam vent. It's just a sleeve, and then up to a 1.5 using the van. Now on the lower, if I don't break my neck. All right, on the lower is even worse. So coming off of the water pump up there, I used part of the Silverado water lower radiator hose, and then all right, it's Wednesday evening. We've been out here working on wiring this evening. We got the new harness in. We laid it out, we labeled it so we didn't miss anything. And we went ahead and we hung that. We also, man, it's going to get tight over here with a computer and a fuse box. We may lose our washer fluid, I don't know. But we did get all those wires ran. We ran down this is our start from the key. This is our hot run from the key. And then we ran down a few other wires. We got rid of the computer and all the associated wires with it, because all we need is the HVAC and the lights, and everything else will run off the this LS computer. So I think all of our parts are here right now, with the exception of our computer. It's supposed to be here tomorrow or the next day. So as long as our computer shows up, I think we're gonna be able to fire this thing on Saturday. All right, it's Wednesday evening. We've been out here working on wiring this evening. We got the new harness in. We laid it out, we labeled it so we didn't miss anything. And we went ahead and we hung that. We also, man, it's going to get tight over here with a computer and a fuse box. We may lose our washer fluid, I don't know. But we did get all those wires ran. We ran down this is our start from the key. This is our hot run from the key. And then we ran down a few other wires. We got rid of the computer and all the associated wires with it, because all we need is the HVAC and the lights, and everything else will run off the this LS computer. So I think all of our parts are here right now, with the exception of our computer. It's supposed to be here tomorrow or the next day. So as long as our computer shows up, I think we're gonna be able to fire this thing on Saturday. All right, so it's 2 o'clock. 22 days ago, we stood right here, Mike and I. Mike's over here behind the camera. Come on out here, say hey, Mike. So 22 days ago, we pulled a motor out of the Silverado and we stuffed it in here. So we spent most of the morning buttoning everything up. We just put a little fuel in it. We ran the computer on it. It's showing that it doesn't have any codes or anything right now. We did cycle the switch. The fuel pump did run for a couple of seconds and turn off. So we're comfortable at this point in time. It is not caught on fire. So we are comfortable at this point in time that we're going to attempt the first start. So it's going to be loud because it does have 2 cats on it, but that's it. And we got a couple broken exhaust manifold bolts, so it's probably going to be super loud, but here it goes. All right, bring the thunder. Woo! And just like that, are you kidding me? Woohoo! Now is it going to run for a while? It's not even that loud. No, it sounds pretty good. Man, that is crazy. Yeah, we're not showing any codes or anything that I can check. So there it is, guys. First start. So it's been running about 15 minutes now. We got the radiator, all the transmission lines, got the radiator in, the cooler in. It's been sitting there idling for maybe 15-20 minutes now. Looks like it opened up the cooling system about 190 degrees. So we're able to keep an eye on our live data. Yeah, so it's sitting right on 190, and it has been for about 5 minutes. So we're comfortable now that we don't have any issues with any leaks. We hooked up all the transmission lines. We cycled the power steering. That's working good. Fuel lines, of course, are working good. We do have some codes. We actually have quite a few codes, but I don't know if a lot of those were the guy that did the VATs for us. I don't know if he took a bunch of that stuff off or not. So it could just be because it's missing a bunch of stuff. But other than that, guys, there it is. It's idling. It's running. We're going to call it a win. All right, so we fixed a couple problems. Yesterday we had no MAF or engine air temp. The motor didn't want to take fuel very well. We had 3 or 4 other codes. So I started checking the pinning, and the MAF was not only pinned wrong colors going to the wrong place. I did make a couple switches and just made some guesses because the colors are the same. But we got our MAF working fine. We still don't have an IAT. We're still at negative 38. However, we definitely can give it a little fuel today. So that's where we are. All right, guys, so good news. We are down to just 3 codes. 2 fans and check engine light. As you can hear, she is sitting there idling real good. Cleaned up some of the wiring, hooked everything up, ran it through a heat cycle, cycled the key maybe 20-30 times, on off, checking codes. As of right now, I'm ready to shut this thing down and start building exhaust. So that's the update. All right, so Christmas Eve update. So it was late last night when I got out of here. So I didn't really feel like doing a video, but I wanted to show you guys what I've got done. All right, so I've been wanting to modify this cross member. I started working on the exhaust, and That brought me to the cross member, which I've still got under, so factory this one on top, and I was able to make it work. However, I really want to get it back up on top, so I had to make clearance room here on both sides for the exhaust for that. So I went ahead and I modified the factory cross member to drop that down on 1 3/4 inches. As you can see, I've got it propped back up because I was still about I don't know, 1/4 of an inch shy. I was hitting there on top of this cross member. So for now, I went ahead and just spaced it back up to get my drive line angle right. And then here, when we blow this all apart and I start painting everything, and I'm gonna redo the bottom, paint the frame and everything, I'll go ahead and clearance that whole section. I'll probably take about half of that out. That way I've got plenty of room, and that's going to take me up to about 5 degrees. I'm about 5 3/4 degrees now, so that'll help. I might even go to 4 degrees on the drivetrain. But I messed around with this and got that done. Exhaust, I went ahead and man, that one took a lot of cutting. If you guys remember, that one hung way down, and to get the duals right, I really had to work on that. Let me see if I can get this light around there so you guys can see. I did a side exit, so I went with the Flowmasters. These things are, I mean, they might be too loud. If they are, well, I'll figure that out. But yep, I know I'm too close to that one. But I did get most of the, well, I did get all the exhaust work done. So it's got true duals and it's side exit on both, in front of both wheels. Now I don't know what tips I'll use yet, so I went ahead and just sheet metal screwed those in. But that's it, guys. Exhaust work is done. Now it's time to move on. I think I'll work on the gas pedal the rest of the day. All right, back outside today. It's raining a little, but we wanted to run it some more. Got this in. That's pretty cool. Got a bunch of, like 3 or 4 broken exhaust bolts. So we got to get those fixed. But I think now that most of the hard work's done, dirty work anyway, I'll probably go ahead and knock the dirt and dust off of it and clean the garage and get it back inside. Hey, good morning. It's Saturday the 27th. We are exactly 1 month from the day we pulled the 5.3 and the 4L60 out of the Blue Silverado donor truck and dropped it into this van. I've completed all the mock-up. I think I'm done with it. I went ahead and even went in. I know a lot of people were worried about my fan shroud and whether it would cover the fan. If you see, it's about half of that fan. That's what you want, because what you don't want to have happen is you don't want turbulence built up inside. This is the radiator from the Ford van. We did have to move it back 1 inch and over, about 1.5 inches to make that shroud work with the LS fan. We didn't want to run electric fans. The only electric Silverado fan setup that was available was for the 32 inch, and we just didn't have room for that in here. But we got all of our lines mocked up. We even got to use the Ford cooler. That'll allow the fan shroud to go in as well. We got the tack module and the gas pedal in. I do have to, you probably can't see very well, but I do have to lengthen that a little bit. But that's where the tack module will live. The computer is going to live right there at an angle. We do have to relocate this a little bit to get our hold down to work, so I have to move that out about 1/2 inch. I went ahead and finished mocking up the cold air. We don't use this for anything over here. There will be an AC condenser that'll set back here, or evap, and but there's room for it. But I wanted all that space right there for the electrical for when we move everything from that van over to this van, and this will be our new adventure van. So again, final mock-up. We just went ahead and done everything. We're gonna go ahead and let it run here for a little bit. That's Mike coming up the driveway right there. He's here to help me. We're gonna jerk this motor out. We're gonna blow it all apart. We're gonna take the axles out. We're gonna undercoat it. We're gonna sandblast, or at least sand the frame down, and we're gonna paint it. We're gonna paint the axles out of that van over there, out of the Boogie van. They're gonna come over here. Those are the 1-ton axles. Because I hope to be able to pull my trailer, my tractor, and everything with this, since it's a 5.3. So we'll be blowing it all apart. We'll be painting the motor. We'll be putting all new, water pump. We'll be tuning it up. We'll paint it all. We'll make it look nice, and then we'll get ready maybe in another month to shove it all back in here. So stay tuned. All right. So 4 weeks ago today, Mike and I pulled a motor out of 2004 Silverado 5.3 4L60. It's back on the ground. We set it in there 4 weeks ago. If you guys have been following along, we've got the lines and everything, did all the mock-up and everything on it. Still needed to pull it back out, so Mike came over today. We had to put new gaskets. We had 3 broken bolts on the exhaust manifold. We had motor mounts that still needed to be welded up for the engine. They were just tacked in. And we had a couple other things that we needed to get done. So Mike come over. A lot of people complain about how hard it is to get a motor out of a van. But in a couple hours, we had this one ready. We jerked it out of there. We threw it on the floor. We did the work. We're getting ready to stuff it back in there for its last time. So that's the update for today. You guys stay tuned. All right, guys. So it's Sunday. Mike and I were able to get the engine back in and transmission back in, get it all bolted in where it was supposed to be. And then we put it back in the garage. So today I've been cleaning up the garage a little bit, taking advantage of the weather, did a little bit of pressure washing. But now I just started into the one thing that I don't know a ton about, but I've always wanted to dig into one. So I just took this 241. So this van, that 2004 originally had a 246 electronic shift. And to be honest with you, I kind of hoped to keep that, just to keep the shifter off the floor in between the seats. We have a center console, and moving that center console over that shifter is a pain, but well, the way GM put those through, they went through a couple of modules, and it just became too big a chore. So I picked up this 241C, and as you can see, it's clean inside. Magnet looks pretty good. Chain doesn't seem too loose. So I'm just going to I'm going to clean it out and throw some gaskets at it, maybe a little Permatex, and get it back in the van.